Hi, I'm Cassidy.
And I'm Carrie. And this is Coffee Conversations.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Coffee Conversations. In this month's episode, we're going to be talking about self-care and self-help. We're currently at the health center, and we're also going to be talking about our New Year's resolutions.
Yeah, so today we're joined with Christine, and she's going to tell you guys a little bit about herself.
My name is Christine Agnello, and I am one of the staff therapists here at Gannon's Counseling Center. I'm a licensed professional counselor, and I have been practicing in counseling and the clinician role for about 25 years. I've been at Gannon for about a year and a half now.
What made you kind of want to do counseling, and within that, do you specialize in anything, or what's your interest?
I originally started out as an education major, and through working with students, was just drawn to more of that helper individual. Yeah. So that's when I made my transition to mental health counseling. And after graduating from Gannon, I worked in the counseling field at a nonprofit crisis center for about 10 years, and then returned to Gannon to get my master's in community counseling. The majority of my work has been in working with individuals that have been impacted by trauma. I've worked at sexual assault counseling agencies, worked with individuals who have been victims of crime, and also then worked in the capacity of a school counselor for about 7 years. So.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Busy.
Yes.
Sounds fun, though.
It is fun, and I think one of the things that I've recognized over the years that I've been doing counseling is that it is something that can really benefit anybody. Yeah. I know that I mentioned I have a lot of trauma work or a lot of experience helping individuals with trauma, but one of the things that I found in high school, counseling in the high school setting, and even on campus here, is that there's just a lot of individuals that have a difficult time working through their stress or dealing with emotions, and that is all natural and a normal part of life.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely get that.
What do you think the best way to cope with stress is? What are some of your, opinions, I guess you could say?
Sure. I think again, recognizing that stress is a natural part of life. It's the week before finals, we saw a lot of students who were overwhelmed with the stress and worries about doing well on final exams or getting their final papers or presentations in. And I think one is recognizing that stress is a natural and a normal part of life, but it is not allowing it to overwhelm you, not allowing it to overpower you. And so for everybody, it is navigating, everybody navigates it differently. So for some individuals, it might be working more breaks into, for example, that your study time or your study periods.
Yeah, good idea.
But also self-care is so important.
Yeah.
So it is making sure you get a good night's sleep, making sure that you are eating healthy, making sure that you are drinking enough water. And so it's some of those day-to-day things that can help prevent the buildup of stress.
All right, so we're talking about this today because it's a new year and managing stress and self-care is so important. So we're just going to talk about different ways that we can implement self-care and managing our stress better into our lives throughout this coming year.
All right, so Christine, what do you see as the benefits of managing stress on a person's mental health?
I think the benefits include, with the ability to manage stress, it helps one stabilize their mood, also helps their thoughts become clearer, and then also helps with relationship, can help keep a relationship healthy, and then also reduces the risk of illnesses. So by being able to manage your stress really just helps with an overall sense of well-being, sense of self.
That makes sense. Can you talk more about the whole benefiting relationships and stuff? 'Cause I think that's important, and like you have relationships with like everybody you encounter. And
Right.
just like expanding a bit more on that.
Absolutely. I think, first of all, it's important because it helps with the relationship that you have with yourself. Managing your stress level. If we can manage our stress level, we tend to live less frenzied and beat ourselves up less in regards to negative self-talk. So I think when you're able to do that, then it just naturally spills over into the relationships that you have. And like you said, we have relationships with everybody.
Yeah,
We have
and
a
that makes
significant
sense.
other, with our family, our siblings, our guardians, our classmates, teammates, professors. And so if you're feeling better about yourself, then you naturally carry that into any relationship that you have.
Yeah.
And so kind of helps it stay balanced or on an even keel and not get so worked up about something that you might find upsetting. Then again, if you are managing your own well-being, then you might take something less offensive. You can keep yourself grounded.
Yeah. So within that, like, what are some ways that you would recommend, like, as a therapist, to help manage stress that seem to work for a lot of people? Because I know it's very individualized.
Right.
But
Right.
like for a majority of people, like, what's one or two things that really is helpful?
So doing a physical activity, whether it be going for a walk or playing a sport that you like. So finding what works for you as an individual. Some other things can just be going for a ride, or there's a lot of apps out there now that can help with grounding an individual, or meditation. So the exercise and meditation, or again, just calming techniques seems to be a very good fit for a lot of different individuals.
So you were talking about you had some apps that you wanted to share. What is one that you highly recommend?
I can give you two. There's one called Calm and one called Stop, Breathe, and Think. And those are two that we really encourage students to use.
I think I've heard of the Calm one.
Yeah. And what's kind of neat is that there are a lot of different ones. Headspace is another one, and they all have different features. A lot of the same features, but also different features.
Yeah.
Some of them are free. You can buy into different levels, so it really, you can tailor it to what you're interested in.
And what kind of like content do those apps have? Like, how do they walk through?
A lot of them help
Grounding.
you to do breathing. And proper breathing, proper breathing techniques. Some help you to visualize, and then some focus more on that meditation aspect of it. So again, have a lot of opportunity to tailor it to what it is you as an individual are looking for. And a lot of other great techniques. There is coloring, using the adult coloring books.
I love the coloring
Yes.
books. I have so many.
I have colored several myself, colored several of those pictures, using stress balls, just going for a walk, using bubbles, using mandalas as a way of just a repetitive motion that can help keep you grounded. So really a variety of little things that you can incorporate into your day to help with grounding.
So to move on to some New Year's resolutions, I think for me personally, one of my New Year's resolutions was to meditate more. I have done so already, but to really bring it into my life more.
I think that's a good one, and I think that too, when we set our New Year's resolutions, it is be realistic about it. Make sure that it is something that you can achieve, instead of saying that you are going to do something 7 days a week when realistically you can only do it 3 days a week, because you don't want to set yourself up for failure. Or to beat yourself up. I don't like the word failure, but set yourself up that you aren't able to achieve it. And I think too, when you do set that New Year's resolution, be very mindful and present when you do it. I think that will help an individual commit to it, and then be more likely to do it on that daily basis or with the frequency that they want to do it.
Okay, so I know that you brought a bunch of stuff with you
Did.
to show us and kind of talk about how they can help with stress management and like that whole idea of self-care and all that and keeping yourself calm and centered throughout the day. So
Sure.
why don't you show us about some of the stuff that you
I
have?
will show you some of the stuff I brought. I brought in bubbles.
I'm excited.
And a lot of the times with bubbles, like individuals that are maybe starting to have a panic attack or their breathing starts to go, very fast paced, we encourage them to just kind of slow their breathing down like you're blowing bubbles. And so they can blow bubbles, and that can be helpful.
Never thought about that. That's like,
Yes.
wow.
I have stress balls, homemade stress balls. Students tend to like
Ooh,
these over
this
the.
feels really nice.
My son made those.
Ooh,
I think there's
great.
flour in them.
Oh my
So, and then of course you have the ones that come with the holidays. I
Yeah.
got that one at
This is-
Halloween.
Lovely.
Wow.
And then also, a lot of, I don't know if I have it in here. Oh, I do. The students tend to like to play with silly putty. Again,
yes.
just something to, manipulate in your hands
Yeah.
while you're maybe stressed or worried about something. And students also really seem to like things like this. It's just a way of like centering your focus elsewhere, and just kind of think sometimes it just can be very calming to watch the
This is-
letters. I think I have the aromatherapy, and you can do that a lot of different ways. You can put it in a diffuser, you can put it on your pillow, cotton balls. We have given out before. The bracelets. So again, there's the essential oils that you can use in the diffuser and in a couple different ways.
I know with the essential oils, there was something going around on the internet, like certain brands have something in them that's like not good for animals and can cause burns in their lungs. Do you know what brand, like a good brand to recommend for that?
I unfortunately, I don't know that,
Okay.
but what I have heard as well is because of the strength of the oils, they can be dangerous for animals. So
Okay.
just being very cautious,
Okay.
if you have a pet,
Yeah.
so that they don't. And then, what else do I have in here? The mandala I mentioned, and so you can just kind of follow the pattern, with your finger. They also have a little tool that you can use as well, and again, just the repetition. And then I like doing things like this, everyday mindfulness, just grabbing books like this, and the page I just turned to. This one has different dates and then something to consider on that date.
Gotcha.
For example, one day says, I opened 2 gifts this morning, they were my eyes. And again, just trying to remind us of the everyday things that we should be grateful for, could be grateful for.
Yeah. So we just want to thank you, Christine, for joining us today and doing this video with us. So why don't you just tell us about how students can access the resources here available at the Counseling Center?
Sure. We have 3 therapists here. And we have walk-in days that are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Walk-in hours are from 8 to noon and 1 to 4. So we each rotate a day that we do the walk-ins. And a student can come in anytime, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and ask to meet with a therapist for an initial consultation. So students might come down on a Tuesday and Thursday, and what we try and do is assess if it is a crisis, and if need be, they're seen then. Otherwise, we would ask them or see if they could come back. If none of us are available
Yeah,
for
that
all
makes
in
sense.
session, they could come back on that Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So we also have a relaxation room that is available to the students, and as long as there is nobody in the room and a student comes down and asks to use it, then they can use it. And the relaxation room consists of a heated, vibrating, reclining chair. We have essential oils, a diffuser, we have a TV and a DVD player in there, and we have several different meditation DVDs and coloring books, things along those lines. So a student can go and hang out there if they just need to regroup. We also have a Facebook page, And that is just Gannon University Health and Counseling. And we also have an Instagram, which is at GU Health Counseling. So if students want to follow us or see if we have any events going on, they can visit those 2 sites.
Yeah. And then we'll link all of that down below in the description box.
All right, thank you guys for tuning into this month's episode. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and follow us on our social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, etc. And have a happy new year.
Bye.